My name is Marianne.
Hi, I'm Louie.
Hi, my name is Pascual.
What topic should I discuss? So stones are said to be made from rocks, and rocks are one of the elements that make up the geosphere. Now I know what to discuss. Hi everyone! Today, we will learn about the geosphere and the lithosphere. The geosphere is the Earth's inner layer, spanning from the surface to the planet's core. It is made up from rocks, magma, minerals, and sand. There are three concentric layers that make up the geosphere. First is the thinnest outermost layer called the crust. With a thickness of around 5 to 30 kilometers, it also has a temperature ranging from 200 to 400 degrees Celsius. The mantle, which comprises 82% of the Earth's volume, has a thickness of around 2,900 kilometers and has a temperature ranging from 700 to 1,300 degrees Celsius. And lastly, the core, which is around 3,500 kilometers thick and has a temperature ranging from 4,400 to 6,000 degrees Celsius. The rock cycle is a sequence of processes that build and modify the different types of rocks found in the Earth's crust. These types of rocks are the igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks, which frequently contain enormous crystals, are created by the cooling of lava deep inside the Earth. Sedimentary rocks are generated as a result of sediment solidification. It can be developed from the erosion of organic residues or from the cementation of other rocks. Metamorphic rocks are created through the transformation of igneous and sedimentary rocks and can occur both beneath and on the surface. The lithosphere, on the other hand, is the Earth's coldest and most rigid layer. It consists of the brittle crust and the upper portion of the mantle. Because the Earth is made up of land and water, it is separated into two types. Continental lithosphere, which occurs beneath the land continents, is 22 to 37 miles thick, and oceanic lithosphere, which exists in ocean basins, is denser than continental lithosphere. The lithosphere is further subdivided into enormous plates known as tectonic plates that have formed from a massive landmass known as Pangea. These gigantic lithospheric plates are all moving in various directions about 1 to 2 inches per year, and how they interact with one another has a significant impact on the Earth. When these plates collide, known as earthquake, three sorts of boundaries are generated. The convergent boundary is formed when two plates make contact. The transform boundary is formed when two plates grind past each other in opposing directions. And the divergent boundary is formed when plates move away from each other. The Richter scale, which ranges from 0 to 10, is used to determine the magnitude of an earthquake. Each year, it is projected that there are 500,000 earthquakes across the world, 100,000 of which may be felt, and 100 of which inflict damage. Therefore, we must nurture and cherish every moment of our life and learn to protect and spread awareness about our Mother Nature. And that's it for our vlog. See you next time!
Wow, it's just so hot here in the Philippines, which is why keeping yourself hydrated and water is an essential. Well, if you ask me, I drink 2 liters each day. How about you? Do you hydrate yourself well enough? No. Speaking of water, do you know that the earth is covered in 70% of water? You have to turn it right and everything else is just land. However, only 3% of Earth's water is safe for us humans to consume and utilize for everyday use. Well, you've just heard a few facts about my topic. If you're already interested, well, let me tell you more. Earth's water, or more scientifically known as hydrosphere, is the amount of water we have on Earth, be it be in the form of liquid, gas, or solid. We all know how water is everywhere, from our bathroom to our mom's garden, especially when it just rained. It moves around in the process of hydrological cycle, which is comprised of 3 processes. First of which is evaporation, which occurs through the sun's heat coming from the bodies of water into the Earth's atmosphere in the form of liquid to gas. When so much water has been absorbed into the Earth's atmosphere, it eventually falls down in the form of rain, sleet, snow, and a lot more. But because we live in the Philippines, which is a tropical country, we only experience rain. This process is called precipitation. That's the second process of the hydrological cycle. We're now down to our last process. Look up, what do you see? No, I'm just kidding. We see clouds, right? Well, clouds is one good example of condensation. The water vapor that evaporates in the air condenses in the form of water droplets or ice crystals. Have you ever wondered what makes water so suitable to us humans? Well, it has 4 properties. It has high heat capacity, it expands, it is transparent, and it acts as a universal solvent. Water has high heat capacity, making it a reservoir of energy. As it changes phases, it releases energy as well, making it transparent. Light travels through it, which is why oftentimes you see reflections of the water on swimming pools into the wall, right? Especially when it's at night. Water also expands as it gets colder. Water can also act as a universal solvent because if you try to dissolve anything with it, it's most likely to break down. Water is an essential to one's life, and I think that no living organism can function well without it. Not only water is found at our surroundings, but water is also contained and needed by our body to function well. Blood circulation happens with the help of right amount of water in our body. When doing chores too, water is a necessity. Water may be literally everywhere around us, but not everyone is given the privilege to be able to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day, or even take a bath. Which is why if you're able to have it around you, be grateful and don't take it for granted, because there are places that are drought resistant, like countries like Africa, Pakistan. Water shortage is a thing there. Time will come that water will not be free anymore or easily obtained, as soon as early as now. Let's try to conserve it while we still can, and so that we would be able to save some for our future generations and species of life.
Oh, hi guys. I am Pascual, and today I'll be discussing with you about the Earth's atmosphere, its layers, and its characteristics. Let's go! So what exactly is the atmosphere? Well, the atmosphere is layers of gases that help protect us against harmful UV rays caused by the sun. The Earth's atmosphere is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.9% argon, and 0.1% other gases, which would include carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, and even neon. Now, much like onions and Shrek, the atmosphere also has layers, 5 to be exact. The first layer, the troposphere, is the layer closest to us, spanning only 7 to 15 kilometers above the Earth's surface. This layer is thickest along the equator and thins out as it goes to the north and south poles. This is also where weather often occur and clouds form. Now, the second layer of the atmosphere is called the stratosphere. The stratosphere reaches up to 50 kilometers above the Earth's surface. As the altitude increases, so does the temperature, which can reach up to 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. This layer is also where the ozone layer is found. Now, as we would already know, the ozone layer is responsible for absorbing and shielding us from harmful UV rays caused by the sun. Now, the mesosphere is the third layer of the atmosphere and can reach heights of up to 85 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Unlike the stratosphere, the temperature in the mesosphere decreases as altitude increases. This is the layer where meteors burn up and turn into what we call shooting stars. Now, the fourth layer of the atmosphere is called the thermosphere. As the name suggests, this layer is used to store hot liquids so you can drink them later. No, I'm just kidding. But do you get it though? Thermosphere. funny. Well, anyway, this is the layer that reaches up to 600 kilometers from the surface. This is the layer where the aurora phenomena and low-orbiting satellites are found. Now, the last and final layer of the atmosphere debuted last 2012 and currently has 9 members. No, just kidding. If you can't tell, I'm an avid K-pop fan. But anyway, the exosphere is the last and outermost layer of the atmosphere. This is composed of mainly hydrogen with smaller amounts of oxygen, helium, and carbon dioxide. This layer is the transition between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. So, what have you learned today? That the geosphere is all about rocks? That the hydrosphere is all about water? That the atmosphere is all about air? Well, no, not at all. You know, much like cake or parfait, each of these has different layers, each with different characteristics. And with that said, I do hope that you found our video educational as well as entertaining. Thank you.